Hey guys, it's me, Liz from Elizabeth's Flosstube. It is Tuesday the 7th, February 7th. I've done a whole bunch of stitching, but still, I bet this video isn't going to be very long. So, I have a bunch of stitching, not really any haul. So, really, it's pretty much nothing. So this is probably gonna be a quick one. But I was trying to get some stitches in on stuff that I hadn't stitched in a while, and the one I've been working like crazy on. And I have a new start, right? I think. Maybe. Okay. But so this is the one I've been kind of stuck. Sorry, my alarm went off and stopped the video. This is the one I've been kind of fixated on. It is the what's it called? It's by Jardin Privé. I think it's called like Garden Composition. And this is one where it comes in 3 or 4 parts, and you can stitch them separately, or they give you instructions on how to stitch them all together in one piece. Now when I started this one, I was obsessed with it and stitched and stitched and stitched, and then it's like I stopped to do something else and hadn't picked it up in a while, so I figured I would pick it up. So here is where it was before, and here is where I got to, and this is just amazing. I love all the colors in it, but here's where I got to. So I had just this little branch and this flower, I think. This block is almost completely done. I had run out of the brown, and the only thing that's left in this block is the watering can over here and cat. And then that one will be done. So I had run out of the brown, so I was working on other stuff. But I got brown yesterday, and now I am out of this green that is the vines. They didn't have any at Joann's, they were out. So I'll have to go somewhere today and get that, because now I'm stuck on the green and I can't do much more. So I still have to do the alphabet, obviously. This is what it's gonna look like. So I still have to do the alphabet, and I'm saving the bird and the big flower for last. But I got the house done yesterday, except I need to put the lines for the windows. And then this top band at the top is all done. And then there's a band of alphabet at the bottom. So my plan, because each part is outlined with backstitch, so my plan, since I've got, oh, I guess that doesn't work anyway. I was thinking I could do my back stitching over to here and then get the swizzle of the plant, but the plant is green, not brown. So that won't work, but that's what I've been working on like crazy for the last few days. It's really neat. And they have another one that's called, what is it? Because it's all in French. History of Sheep, I think. And I want to do that one too. But it's the same sort of thing. It's 3 or 4 parts, and you can stitch them separately, or they give you instructions on how to stitch them all together. You just have to buy all 4 of the parts, or 3 of the parts. So this one, the way it's set up, like if you were going to stitch each of these separate, it would have this border around each section. So the instructions on how to combine them tell you which borders to take out, so you can like just combine them. So it doesn't really work with Pattern Keeper, because the grids aren't always the same because of the taking the border out. So I do have to use that Markup RX but it's still, I mean, it works great. So I imagine it'll be the same thing for the other one. So that I've been working like crazy on that, and there's a lot of back stitching. So, it's pretty cool. And then one of the other ones that I was trying to get a bunch in was my Myths and Legends, which it's called like Summer Patchwork something something. It's just a bunch of random things that go together for the title. I call it Myths and Legends because I'm using the flower silks from Stitchy Box that are the silks of Myth and Legend. Ooh, it's all loose. That's okay. For my colors. And this is where it was. And this is where I got to. I got Demeter's Harvest at the bottom, all done. And then Dionysus Wine is filling in these diamonds, and then the bottom part is done. And then I will scroll and get the top couple colors done. But, so that's the bottom of the pattern there. And the problem is, somehow I managed to get chocolate on the back. Because as soon as I finish this section, I'm gonna iron it to get my lines off to see what it looks like. But I have to remember to clean the chocolate off first. I don't know. I must have, I don't know. Who knows? But that's also, there's my beautiful back. I'm using probably way more silk than I would need to, but I'm essentially with each row, like this red row here, I'm going up and down. So the lines are kind of up and down. But the next row, the next color, I went back and forth. So my variegation lines are back and forth. And then this one's up and down. And then this one's gonna be, so it's probably using way more silk than I need to, but that's what my back looks like. Now this one, there are quite a few times where when she was charting, she like missed a stitch or she put a stitch in the wrong spot, and I've been catching them, and you know, they need to be symmetrical. Like all the patterns are symmetrical. Except for the flowers and the apples. But, oh, they haven't really, the diamonds haven't really repeated. Like, they all are a little bit different. But in this color, there were 2 of this diamond, like, right next to each other. So I changed this one up a little bit so it was different. And then in the next row, this diamond and this diamond were the same. So I switched this one up a little bit so it would be a little different. And then this one, there's like 2 of the same. So I'm switching that one up too. Because like the rest of it is almost all different. But then in like the bottom 3 rows, it was all these repeats. I thought that was kind of weird. So I'm switching them up just enough so they're the same pattern, but just a little bit different. Like this one it's essentially this. So it's like these hearts with like the bottom filled in and then the dots. So on this one, I'm filling in the hearts and leaving the dots open, and then on the other one, it's the same thing, but I'm filling in the dots and leaving the hearts empty. That way it's just a little bit different. Because I think they might even be like 1 on each end. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't like that they're the same. So I'm doing more work to make it different, but whatever. And then my mandala, what I'm calling the mandala scarab, because I can't think of what the name of the bug is. It starts with a C. I did a whole bunch on him, and he is amazing. So here's where it was. And then here is where I got to. Now, it sucks because a lot of what I've done is the white, and then these are filled in with $38.65. But I've zeroed out a couple of the colors. I've zeroed out this pink. I think I zeroed out the B52, the B5200, and I think this dark green, there's like one more line that goes down, and then that'll be zeroed out. But I'm saving those flosses because I think one of the other mandalas that's going to be on this has some of the same colors. So, but he's really neat. So here's that one. And then one of my favorites. This has been in my wish list for so long. Now I can't remember if I'd started this before or not. But this is, I think I did. I think I had started it. This is Spangled by Long Dog Samplers. This is what it's gonna look like when it's done. And they say that none of the stars are the same. They're all different. And I love this. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this one for a long time. And I'd seen it, I think, on Etsy first, but it was a paper pattern. And then I realized that if I went to their website, I could get a PDF. So that's what I did. So this is where I got to. Here's where it was before, if I showed it before. I think I had a little bit of the black done. So here's where I got to. So I'm just doing like a chunk at a time. Like this is where the corner is. So I'm trying to do this corner, and then I'm going to do like 4 or 5 wide of the black and then fill in the colors. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm doing the black first and then filling in. This blue, it's kind of a blue-green. I have to pick this out. I followed the pattern and I thought, well, this is weird that it's not the same as the bottom part, and it's because it's 2 stitches too long going down. So I have to pick it out so it'll match, because I think it's weird that it doesn't match. It's just a small little mistake, but so I'm gonna pick that out and do that again. But it is great, and it's just I'm just doing the DMC version. I'm not doing the Gentle Arts version, just the DMC. I thought when I looked at it, it was just DMC, but then when you get the chart, it tells you the Gentle Arts and the DMC, but I'm just gonna do the DMC. There's something else I was gonna get, Teresa Kogut one is Gentle Arts, and I'm gonna get those. But I love this. And this fabric is called, I think, White Pine, and it's a fabric flare, so it's white on the back. And I thought that would look really cool. Like, it looks like wood, like whitewashed wood, and then I got the sparkle. But I thought that'd make it look kind of like it was a sign or something. I don't know. So those are what I've been working on. Since it's the beginning of the year, beginning of the quarter, they've cut our hours at work. So last week I only had 2 days, and this week I only have 2 days. So I've gotten a lot of stitching done. I have not picked this one up this week, so I will probably pick this up and take it downstairs. On Tall, I have some digital charts, and both my tablets are downstairs, so I will insert a picture. I got, what's it called? I can't think of what it's called. But it's got like red birds and red flowers, and it's Teresa Kogut. So I got that. Newcastle. I think it's Newcastle. I'd seen it. Again, I saw it. I don't know if I saw it on Facebook. Someone shared it. I don't know. I don't know where I saw it first. Probably on Etsy. And now she has an Etsy shop where she sells PDFs of her patterns, but you can get them from other Etsy shops in paper pattern. But so I wanted a PDF, so I got that one because it is gorgeous. So here's what it looks like. I just need to get the floss for it, and it calls for Classic Colorworks, Weeks, and Gentle Arts, I think. Now some of them, obviously, I don't think I really need to get the fancy floss for, but some of them I'm obviously gonna get them. And then what else did I get? I think I got one that was the Wednesday Addams one, and I can't think of anything else. Probably something else. Sorry. I still have this cough. Did I start on that? No. I put this one in my new generic Q-snaps. This is my Blue Jay. So I grabbed this, thinking I could take it downstairs and work on it. So he's ready to go. And I've got his floss somewhere. And that looks like Blue Jay colors. It's probably right there. But I didn't actually stitch them yet. These are actually, so you know with Q-snaps, it's like they kind of pull apart pretty easy, like the little corners. These, I mean, they go in and they are tough to get in and tough to get out. So these generic ones from Amazon are very good. I wish I had one size bigger. What's the one I have? It's on this one. I wish I had this size. I think this is 11 by 17. So this is 8 by 11. So I like this size for nice wide projects. But, so there we go. They are pretty good. So yeah, they were like, you really had to push them together, but also they don't really want to come apart. So, so that's that. That's all I've stitched. That's, if I think of any other haul that has to do with cross stitch, I would tell you. Other than that, I got, so I said that last week we went in and I was going to show my mom the fish tank I was going to get, and it's discontinued. They don't make them anymore. Aquarium Adventure isn't going to be selling them anymore. They got discontinued. Now, in Canada, when I look online, there's all these shops in Canada that still have it, but they won't ship it because it's an aquarium. So I was in there and I was like, well, I want to look and see what else they have. And they have this Fluval bow front 45 gallon. That's a kit. So it's got the lid and it's got a light, it's got a heater, it's got a filter, and something else. Some like cleaning stuff. So here's what this looks like, the box. Now, the kit is pretty expensive, but you get all that stuff. Now, I don't want that filter, but everything else I'll use. And then there's a bow front stand that matches it. So I'm going to get the stand and that bow front. And then my friend at work, my head cashier, was telling me about the thing he uses to change his water. You hook it to the sink and it creates the suction to change the water. And I was planning on using, I don't know where I put it, this water pump method that I saw, where you get this little water pump and you get like 1/2 inch tubing, and then you put the pump in the tank and the tubing in, you know, your sink or toilet or whatever, and it pumps the water from the tank in through the tubing into wherever you're sending it. And then when you want to fill it back up, you get a bucket and you put the pump in the bucket with the water running, and then it pumps the water basically from the bucket into your tank. So you put the bucket in the tub or whatever, and as it's filling the bucket constantly, it's filling your tank. So I was going to do that. Well, he was talking about this tube that you just hook to your sink, and it just sends the water down the drain. It siphons it basically and sends it down the drain. And then when you want to fill it back up, you just switch the little knob and it sends the water into the tank. So I looked at that, and they have one at PetSmart. Now I can do the 25 foot because I've measured to the toilet. It's 25 feet. Well, it's less than 25 feet from right here where the tank will be to either the toilet or the tub. Now if I get the 50 foot, we have like a clothes chute at the end of our cabinet, and that clothes chute, the basket that catches the clothes is right over our utility sink. So I could get the 50 foot and have it go down to the utility sink and use the utility sink for the water. But then I'd have to run all the way down to turn it on and run back up and then do the thing and then run back down to turn it off. So I think I'm just going to do the sink in the bathroom. And then I got these mesh, it's like, you know, where your washer flushes out and they have like the mesh thing to catch the dryer or the washer lint. I got these mesh bags, and I figure I can put that on the thing so it'll catch any gravel or sand, because I'm gonna have sand in my tank instead of gravel. It'll catch it before it goes down the drain, and I'll be able to just empty that little bag. So that's my plan. So I got an idea of the tank. So I got my sand. I got this Galaxy Black sand, and then that's a 20-pound bag. Yeah, a 20-pound bag of Galaxy Black, and then a 10-pound bag of this sugar white, and I'm just gonna mix it together so it'll be like black and white. And then I got this guy. He's huge, like this is my head. I got this to replace Bob's hut because his hut is kind of gross looking, and it doesn't really, like, you can scrub it and it doesn't really get clean. It's just that kind of funky color. So I got this to replace his hut when I switched to the new tank. Aquarium Adventure is the only one that had one this big, and all their stuff is super expensive. But since I had a gift card from, I think, not this past Christmas, the Christmas before, or my birthday. It was either my birthday or Christmas. So I used my gift card on this. But I have one more gift card that'll help with getting a new fish or whatever else I might find there. And then I got, at PetSmart when I was getting the sand, there was this little beta looking at me. And he was so sad looking, and he was so pretty. So I got him, and I was like looking online, can a beta be in with other fish? Because most people just have a beta by themselves. And it says they can be in with other fish, but you need to give them some place to hide, some grassy stuff or plants so they can hide if they need to hide. So I put back the thing I was gonna buy because I was gonna buy this really cool dragon. So I put that back so I could get the beta, and then I got this big grassy, I'm looking at it, sorry, big grassy plant. So he has a place to hide, and he seems to be doing okay. I'm gonna get some more beta food because the food I have is like bigger and he's obviously, his mouth is like tiny. So so here's a picture of my new beta and the grassy stuff that I got for him to hide in. So I was really excited because I had seen pictures of these betas, but I'd never actually seen one, and I was like, yep, need him. His name is Calico Jack, I think. I think it's gonna be his name. So other than that, I think that's about it. I did buy this guy. It's like a laptop sleeve. So it's got like padding and stuff. And it's like a real soft, fuzzy material. And then this part opens all the way up and it's got all these pockets, and I thought, if we do ever go down to Florida at some point, we will sometime this year, I'm sure. I thought I could like roll up my projects and put them in here, and then like keep my little tablet in here and stuff like that. I thought this would be nice. And it's got like hooks so you can put a strap on it. I got it at the thrift store, so it doesn't have the strap, and they had a bunch of different colors, but none of them had their straps, so oh well. I can easily put a strap on it this way, or you can put a strap on it this way, and it's got this nice little handle. I just thought it'd be nice to have everything kind of padded. But I have gotten like it's like a carry-on bag, but it's not the size of a carry-on bag, so I was hoping, I'm gonna have to measure if we ever do get to go, to see if it would be considered like my personal item, like my purse or a diaper bag, you know, they call that a personal item, as long as it's under a certain size. If it's over that certain size, it has to be paid for as carry-on. But I'm gonna pay for one carry-on, but I don't want to have to pay for two. So I got that because I saw it at the thrift store and I thought, well, that'd be just perfect. But like I said, they've said a couple times that they want us to come down again, and then it's like, I kind of want to use some of my tax money to go down there, but I want to make sure, you know, Maggie's more under control. We got the poopy problem kind of under control. We had the big clean out last week. It was no fun. But she seems to be doing well. She had a really bad accident the other day. Was that yesterday or the day before? Day before. But I think it was because she had this peach smoothie at Olive Garden, and I think it way upset her stomach. I mean, it was like I threw the underwear away. Was not worth the trouble to get. Yeah. It was nasty. But I think that's all it was, because I think she just drank too much of that smoothie, and it was horrible. Sorry. So hopefully we will get to go. I already kind of know what I'm spending my tax money on, though. Like, obviously I have to get my brakes done, and I'm gonna have them look and see why my horn doesn't work. I need tires, so that's like $2,000 right there. But I need them, so. And then I want to get my mom this portable dishwasher where you like roll it over to the sink. We had one years and years and years. When we first moved in here, we had one, and we had it for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. And then the gasket went bad, and then something else went bad, so we just gave up on it, and she hasn't had a dishwasher since. But she washes the dishes almost every day, and I don't want her to have to wash the dishes every day. And I don't want to wash the dishes every day. I try to keep me and Maggie, I try to keep our dishes kind of at least you know, especially our breakfast bowls, like our cereal bowls. I try to keep our stuff clean, so it's less stuff, but sometimes it's just too much. So I'm gonna get her this dishwasher. Maggie broke a part off of one of her antique chairs, and she says it's gonna cost a bunch to get it fixed, so I'm gonna try to give her some money to get it fixed. So hopefully Maggie doesn't have to hear about it for the rest of her life. It was a bad day. Well, it was a bad situation. We were all screaming and yelling, and I'm like, okay. I took a deep breath. I'm like, we gotta stop. We gotta all stop. This is ridiculous. Got us all calmed down. But it's definitely a sore subject with my mom that chair got broke. I still hear about the paperweights that got dinged up when I was in 5th or 6th grade. And I'm now 42, and I still hear about it. So I don't want Maggie to be hearing about this for the next 30 years. But whatever. Other than that, you know, I always have stuff on my Amazon wish list, and I've been kind of like, okay, this and this. Oh, and then the fish tank's gonna cost like a lot of money. So I don't know how much I'll actually be able to get, but I want to get her that dishwasher. And in the spring, I think I'm going to start getting myself, like, because I work at Lowe's, I'm going to get myself some Lowe's gift cards so I can save up to get Mom a new lawnmower. Because I want to get her one of the Egos, and they're like $700. But I think it would be easier for her because it's lighter, and we wouldn't have to go and buy gas all the time. And then at the end of the season, you've got to figure out what you're going to do with that gas if you have any left. And you have to, like, make sure you run the lawnmower until the gas is gone, or it can go bad in the gas. It's just a whole big thing. So that's my stitching, my plans. What else? So I'm just terrible with these temperature sals. Like, I want to do these temperature cross stitches, and I get started, and then it's like I'm gonna do it, and I don't want to do it. I just don't. Like this one, I was like, well, this one will be good because I can stitch the outlines like for the month, and then later go back and fill in, like, as long as I keep track of the temperatures. I've picked this up twice to stitch on it, and that's it. I know I'm still making sure I'm keeping track of the temperatures, but I just don't want to do it. I don't know. And then this was my New Year, New Start. It's the one from Vivsters, and this fabric is no good for this. So I'm going to restart. So I'm just going to use this fabric for something else, because these are 10 by 10 squares, but they are rectangular because it is wider this way than this way. So these diamonds are supposed to be squares, and they're not. I might just see if I can go the other way. I don't know. So I think I'm just gonna have to restart this, which sucks. I mean, not that I have a whole bunch done on it, but it just sucks that I have this fabric that I thought was going to be great, and it's not. So I might restart that. I have a couple other things that I want to start. I want to work on this Blue Jay. For the Dawn Chorus, I'm going to work on that, but I know I'm going to need more of the Gentle Arts Raven, because I'm already almost done with the skein I have, and that's that much of the pattern, and I need that much more black. So I'm going to have to get, I think, 2 more. I did the math on my cross stitch calculator app, so I think I need 2 more skeins. And then there was something, this, I think it's the Steady Thread on Facebook. They do a year-long stitch along for these black work patterns, and I think I'm gonna try it because the amount of back stitching and stuff on this garden one with the pretty little swirlies and everything, I really like it, and I think I'm gonna try to do that stitch along. So every week they give you a little tiny, like, it's this year you can either do hexagons or squares, so I'm gonna do hexagons. So it's like this big. Each one is like a little tiny window, and I want to try it. Even if I only do part of it, it'll be fun. So I'm gonna find, I think I'm just gonna do 2 colors, and I think I'm going to maybe use those Valdani silks for it. I don't know, but I'd like to try it, see if it's something I like. I might just do like a little piece to see if it's something I like. You know what else I haven't picked up in a long time is the drawn thread. Oh, I can't get it. This one. I think it's called Good Tidings. But it says Merry Christmas, and it's got these birds. And this is my first time using silks, and it is so pretty. So I really want to do this too, and I need to. I meant to try to get it done for Christmas this past year, and it just did not happen. And this was fabric I dyed for the Harry Potter thing, Letters from Hogwarts, and it just turned out too dark. So I was like, well, it'll work for this because it looks kind of old-fashioned-y. But this is almost a page finish. So I need to work on this too. And it came with beads for the bird's eyes. So, and then it's got specialty stitches. And then these are Smyrna crosses, but I think I was supposed to do them bigger than that. I don't know. I mean, you can't tell it's anything other than an X, so I don't know. I think I might have been supposed to do it bigger. But I think I'm going to work on that too. I'm going to get it out so it's sitting there. Because there's another one I want to do, and it looks amazing. And it's called the Sunnyside Street. And some Flosstubers I watch are doing it as like a stitch along for the year, and I'm going to try to do it. It's really pretty. Here's a picture. And you can get it as a kit from the Drawn Thread, where they give you all the dinky dyes and whatever kind of silk, MPIs. It's expensive if you get the kit, but might as well. You get just enough to do the project. And they'll give me linen, but I don't want linen. I'm just probably gonna find a nice, maybe I can use this yellow from this, whatever. I'm jibber jabbering, and it's been a long video. But I did go through some of my thread, some of my stash thread, and things that I know I'm not going to work on anymore. So I went ahead and pulled all the colors, put them back in my storage thing. And then there's ones that I have up there where I might stitch them, so I didn't pull them off their rings. But if I need to use those threads, I can use those threads. It's my way of kind of cutting down on this massive mess. I will take a picture of it and put it up. I have so much floss everywhere. Like, these are all projects. This is The Sweet as Can Be, DMC Anniversary, cardinal points. This is Halloween Quaker. I've got a bunch over here. I've got the whole door, and I've got all the ones that are from these projects that I've stitched. They're all downstairs, so I have floss everywhere. And yet, somehow, I didn't have the brown in any of my projects, and I don't have the green in any of my projects. So, that's my life. I will see you guys, and probably next week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. I'll be stitching a lot this week, I'm sure. I told my head cashier that if he needs me today, he can call me. But we've been so slow. People aren't, everyone's hours are getting cut, so they're not really calling off because they're only getting a few hours. So, unless someone doesn't show up, I'll be sitting here stitching. I will see you guys.